There are days when you feel a constant tightness in your chest. It's not because of a huge tragedy or a massive crisis, it's simply the exhaustion of feeling like you need to have all the answers. You want to know exactly what's going to happen with your job a year from now, whether the decision you made yesterday was the right one, or when the problems keeping you awake at night will finally get resolved. You look ahead, and you can't see the future clearly. And that lack of certainty creates a quiet restlessness that's hard to turn off. We've gotten used to living as if life were a map we have to draw from start to finish before taking our first step. We demand that we control every detail, predict every obstacle, and guarantee every result. And when things don't turn out the way we planned them in our heads, when a door closes, a project gets derailed, or a relationship changes, we feel like everything is falling apart and that we took a wrong turn. But have you ever stopped to consider that maybe you don't need to be in control of everything? Traditions of thought that closely watched the rhythms of the natural world understood something very simple yet deeply true. Life has its own logic that goes far beyond our immediate plans. Just like you don't need to teach your body how to breathe while you sleep, you don't need to force every single event to find its place. Today, we're going to reflect on what it means to let go of the need to predict the future, learn to trust the natural course of things, and discover that often when you feel lost, life is simply guiding you down a better path than the one you designed for yourself. The biggest source of daily anxiety is the belief that we can and should control what cannot be controlled. We plan our weeks with rigid precision. We decide at what age we should reach a certain stability, how others ought to react to our actions, and exactly which steps we must take to hit a goal. And when something gets in the way of that plan, we get angry, frustrated, and burn an enormous amount of energy trying to force reality to match our expectations. It's like trying to change the direction of a river by pushing the water with your hands. All you manage to do is tire yourself out and stir up the mud at the bottom. The ego craves certainty because uncertainty terrifies it. It wants guarantees before taking action. It wants to know the end of the story before writing the first chapter. But life doesn't offer written guarantees. It offers possibilities that only reveal themselves as you walk forward. Trusting life doesn't mean becoming irresponsible or giving up on what you want. It means understanding the difference between having a clear intention and being obsessed with an exact outcome. It means putting your best effort into what is yours to do today, while having the humility to accept that the road to get where you need to be might look very different from what you imagined. If you observe how nature works around you, you'll notice there is no rush, no panic, and yet everything gets done in its own time. A tree doesn't strain in agony to grow leaves in the spring. It simply waits for the soil and weather to be right. A river doesn't consult a map to find its way to the ocean. It just follows the slope of the land, bends around rocks in its path, and adapts to the curves of the mountain without ever losing its ultimate direction. There is a quiet wisdom in how life unfolds. Everything that lives is part of an order that knows how to balance and adjust itself. We, on the other hand, tend to cut ourselves off from that rhythm. We act as if we stand outside of nature, believing that if we aren't suffering, pushing, or calculating every move, things will fall apart. We forget that we are part of that very same natural system. When you observe how water flows, you discover an important lesson. Adaptability is much stronger than rigidity. Water reaches the ocean not because it is hard or because it smashes through mountains, but because it knows how to shape itself around obstacles without losing its essence. When you stop fighting life's detours, you realize those detours are often life's way of protecting you from a path that wasn't right for you anyway. Letting life guide you sounds great in theory, but in practice it can be deeply unsettling. We feel like if we let go of the steering wheel for even a second, the boat will crash into the rocks. That fear comes from confusing letting go with giving up or resigning. Giving up means crossing your arms in bitterness, believing that nothing matters and nothing is worth doing. Letting go, on the other hand, is an act of mature trust. It's saying, I've done everything I could do for today. The rest isn't up to me, so I'm going to allow things to settle at their own pace. Thinking you have to solve all your problems today is too heavy a burden for anyone to carry. Most of the time, the best solutions don't show up when you're replaying the same worry for the 5th time at night. They show up when you decide to take a step back, clear your mind, and let the situation cool down. Learning to release control means learning to read the quiet signals of your daily life. When you try to force a relationship, a project, or a decision and encounter nothing but friction, exhaustion, and resistance, life is telling you that's not the way. Instead of repeatedly pounding on a locked door, try looking around. Often there are other open doors you missed simply because you were focused on the one that closed. Making peace with uncertainty doesn't require you to overhaul your whole life overnight. It's about introducing small mental shifts into your routine that help you slow down and find your calm. When something doesn't go as expected, avoid asking the typical draining question, why does this always happen to me? Shift that habit and ask with gentle curiosity, what is this situation asking me to learn or adjust right now? This subtle shift moves your mind from complaining to wise adaptation. Anxiety grows when you try to mentally solve next month's problems with today's tools. Narrow your focus. Ask yourself only what is the most sensible, reasonable thing you can do in the next 2 hours and focus entirely on that. Long journeys are walked one step at a time. Set aside at least 10 to 15 minutes a day to do nothing productive. No phone, no music, no catching up on reading. Just be present in your space, breathing calmly and watching your thoughts without clinging to them. Giving your need for control a break teaches your nervous system that you are safe, even when you aren't managing anything in that moment. In the end, life isn't a math problem to be solved, nor an exam you have to pass with a perfect score. It is an ongoing process that unfolds moment by moment. You don't need to see the final destination to take the next step with peace of mind. It's enough to know that you are acting with honesty today, taking care of your well-being and respecting those around you. Everything else will fall into place, just as it always has, even during the times you couldn't see it clearly. Learning to flow with life is discovering a steady kind of peace, the certainty that no matter what happens, you have what it takes to adapt, learn, and keep moving forward. The next time you feel overwhelmed by the future or unsure of which way to go, pause for a moment. Take a deep breath, let go of the rush, and remember that you aren't late, nor have you been left behind. You are exactly where you need to be to take today's step. Let me know in the comments, in what area of your life do you feel you need to let go of the need for control today and trust the process a bit more? I look forward to reading your thoughts. Thank you for sharing this quiet space for reflection today. If this brought you a bit of calm, subscribe to keep exploring ways to live with more peace and clarity amidst the daily noise. Have a peaceful day and keep walking at your own pace.